Hello everyone, welcome to the application essay number 1 assignment screencast. I'm going to just walk you through what I'm looking for your first big paper of our semester. Now, just a reminder, because this course is being graded on the specifications format, you have to do all of these essays, okay? These are the backbone of our course, and you do have to do all of the application essays, okay? I know you have choices when it comes to journals and quizzes and discussions and stuff like that, but here you got to do them, okay? So for your first application essay of the semester, I want you to look back through the material we've covered so far in our class. And this can be anything we've done, folks. It can be the discussion boards, the screencast, the text, anything that we've done. And I want you to choose 3 concepts, ideas, topics, whatever the right word is for you, okay? But choose 3 that stand out to you. So by the time that this paper comes due, we will have covered some pretty good ground. We've got this cool definition of communication that we're working with. We're going to deal with quite a few things in the early chapters. So I'm just looking for you to look through and pick any 3 concepts, okay? And truthfully, you could even take the 3 concepts from one concept, one idea. So for example, let me just use the definition of communication that we went over. Our definition of communication is a symbolic process whereby reality is produced, repaired, transformed, and maintained. Okay? Now, you could choose to make your 3 concepts be production of reality, maintenance of reality, and repair of reality, if you wanted those to be your 3. And those are 3 concepts we've talked about in this class. You could talk about words don't mean, people mean. One cannot communicate. You could pull easily from our just first set of screencasts, not to mention everything else that we've done from there on out. Okay? So you just need to pick 3 ideas that stand out to you. Okay? And you're going to thoughtfully explore these concepts and explain why they stand out to you and how you see them as being useful in your everyday life. So this next part of this explanation is very specific, and I want to make sure that it's clear. So for each of your chosen 3 topics, you should include the following. I hope that wording is clear. I am looking for you for each of the 3 things you pick. So let's just say you picked production of reality, repair of reality, maintenance of reality. Those are your 3 things, okay? And by the way, you can write that paper. That's okay, all right? You would do these 3 things right here for each of those. So for production of reality, you would do these 3. For repair of reality, you would do these 3. For, what did I say, maintenance of reality, you would do these 3, okay? And if you don't, choose it all from one definition. You could do the definition of communication and have these 3. You could do, what is interpersonal communication and have these 3, okay? So you have your choices here, but I'm looking for each of these 3 pieces for each concept. So first of all, the explanation, description, or definition of the concept that stands out to you, okay? So if it's the communication definition, put it in there. If it's the production part, talk about what that means. All right, there may not be a definition, but you can explain it. I hope that's the idea of this, right? The second part, a detailed analysis of why it stood out to you from the rest of the material. And you need to really think about it. Don't just say it stood out because it sounded cool. I mean, it may have sounded cool, but why did it sound cool to you? What about it attracted you or really caught your interest, okay? What made it stand out, and did it speak to something that other concepts didn't, maybe? So work your way through here, and then I want you to link each of these choices that you make to everyday life. So this third little section is a clear explanation of how it applies. So the production of reality, maintenance of reality, repair of reality. Each one of those, you would have each of these 3. In that last piece there, you would say, here's how it applies to my everyday life. I'm realizing that I co-produce the reality with the people that I work with. I'm realizing my impacts on the realities of others with how I communicate. So you will need each of these 3 pieces for each of your concepts. Okay? I would guess you would write approximately 1 page excuse me, I'm going to pause. I'm just going to yawn, okay? You would write approximately 1 page for each concept-ish, okay? If you're under, great. If you're over, great. It's kind of an ish thing, okay? Then at the end of your essay, so you're going to have a 4th section. I want to make sure this is clear. At the end of your essay, I want you to spend, I say 1 to 2 pages, depending on the student and depending on the concepts, depends on how much they can write, okay? Somewhere in this ballpark as best you can get there, okay? Highlighting the cross-application of the 3 concepts you picked, okay? In other words, how are the 3 concepts you chose related to each other? This is called synthesis, okay? This is one of the highest levels on Bloom's taxonomy. So I'm asking you to take a look at your 3 concepts and for you to go, okay, 1 and 3 sort of relate this way, 2 and 3 do their own thing, and you're just trying to highlight the cross-application, okay? Maybe they don't cross-apply. If that's the case, tell me that, okay? I've got some questions here to help guide your discussion. Okay, how might these concepts intersect in everyday life? If your 2 concepts don't interact, why is this the case? Is it good or bad they don't cross-apply? Make sure you explain clearly. So remember now, 3 concepts, okay? 3 concepts. Each of the 3 concepts has 3 parts, okay? And then the whole paper just has this 4th part, okay? So in short, the essay has 4 sections, 1 section for each of the 3 concepts, and the 4th where you highlight the cross-application of the concepts, okay? It is acceptable to label your sections with headings. By all means do that. That's perfectly fine. Section 1, explanation, boom, explain. Section 2, why it stood out. Section 3, application. Great. Section 4, section 4 would just be, or concept 1, heading, heading, heading. Concept 2, heading, heading, heading. Concept 3, heading, heading, heading. And then, section 4, synthesis, or whatever you want to do there, okay? The way that this paper works, folks, this is not a turn it in and get the credit sort of paper. This is you turn it in, I read it, I assess the quality, and then I assess a letter grade, all right? So I will read your paper, and I will assess a letter grade. It's pure and simple. I will give you comments in D2L about it, but there are no points in the class, so you will get an A, a B, a C, a D, or an F on the paper. And the reason why is because I'm to the place in my career to where I just don't even know what the difference between an 83 and an 87 is, percentage-wise. I don't know what the difference between a 91 and a 97 is, right? Like what is 6% in an essay? I don't know. But I can tell you if it's an A, B, or a C, or a D, or an F. Real easy, okay? So here's what I'm looking at when I'm assessing that letter grade, okay? 4 main criteria: critical engagement of the course concepts or material. You have to be digging into the material. You have to be showing me that you understand the concept, okay? The cross-application is important, folks. This 4th section right here, you have to make sure that you are talking about the cross-application, okay? You got to make sure that you're highlighting that stuff. I'm looking for application to everyday life. And by the way, when I say application to everyday life, I don't mean that you have to apply it to something specific in your life. You can just be general about it. And you can say, this would really impact my work relationships because sometimes work is difficult, and being able to be more clear in my communication will help me produce a better reality right there. That is an application to everyday life without you giving me any of your secrets. Okay? So I'm looking for application to everyday life and then quality of writing. Folks, I'm going to just say it. You're not going to get an A unless it's well written. Okay? So I'm not saying you have to be, a Nobel Prize winning writer to get an A. That's definitely not the case. But it needs to be well written. It needs to show me that you put some time into it. Okay? Lengthwise, we're looking at 3 to 5 pages typed, double spaced. Okay? So it's that 900 to 1,500 words is what I'm looking for. In dialogue with the material discussed in class, the course text, with your everyday life. And this is just me kind of saying exactly what I say up here in a different way. Okay, so take a look at that. Your due date, folks. This is the due date that is in the course schedule. This is the due date that is in the Dropbox area of our course. and here it is on the assignment sheet. Okay, so here's the one for this one. Please note it is acceptable to write in first person. By all means, do that. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, sometimes students start to worry a little bit about, oh my gosh, if I pull something straight from a PowerPoint or something from the text, do I need to cite it? Yes, you do. You need to cite it. The truth, though, is I'm not horribly picky about what format you use, as long as you can let me know, hey, this was in the communication PowerPoint. That's great. Just put it in the writing. If it's from the text, cite the authors of the text. Okay. If you have any questions about any of that, let me know. Folks, that is your first application essay, and these are the backbone of the course. Okay. You got to do these to get to even pass. Okay. So if you have any troubles, please let me know. I'm here to help you. I want you to get the most out of this course. I really do believe in this class. I believe that this material can really be impactful. And so please let me know if you have any trouble with this. Thank you. Goodbye.